Now it's working.
Yeah. Uh, is it just not working for the stream?
Yep, the
Or
whole
is that...
stream. It was. We went 27 minutes without any audio.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
That felt entirely nice. Yeah.
Let's do a quick run through real quick. So this is the executioner her way of life. We open up on some dude being summoned. This is him here. He's being summoned into this world. Whoa, he gets summoned in. People are like, hey, your power is null. He's like, oh, that's cool. I guess I don't have a power. I'm really excited about getting isekai though. And then they throw him out of the castle. So he's like, what am I gonna do? And he's contemplating life and shit. And then this woman finds him. Her name is Minnow. She's like, hey, I'm a priestess. I can help you. We get a lot of other worlders that get isekai and thrown out because of whatever reason. We've really adapted our world because most people come, well, all people come from Japan. So, like, we have Japanese shit and we speak Japanese. He's like, wow, that's crazy. She's like, come with me to the church. She hears his story and figures out that his power isn't nothing. It's that he has the power to nullify things. And then she's like, boom, I'm gonna kill you now. And she stabs him, and his body collapses. He starts bleeding out. Runes come out of his body and, like, kind of explode. Before he died, he said, hey, someone else got summoned. It's this girl here. What is her name again?
Akari.
Akari. So now she's like, well, I got another job to do. Hey, Momo, which is this girl here, and like her sidekick. It's like, hey, we gotta go do the other thing. I need to get into the castle. Momo's like, you need to look like a maid. We can use magic, but I sewed this maid uniform from scratch for you because I'm obsessed with you. So she goes in. She's really good with magic and hand-to-hand capabilities. She meets the girl. She's like, hey, come with me if you want to live. The girl's bored. She's like, all right, I'm gonna come with you because they're keeping me captive. They exit from rappelling down. She's going ahead of the girl of Akari. And then she like hides, and Akari's like, Minnow, where are you? And she stabs her from behind. Like she fucking bleeds out. Then her power activates, and before she said her power was healing, it's actually the power to control like time. So time reverses, all her blood goes back. She gets up. She's like, "Ooh, I think I fell down. That's weird. Anyway, let's go."
Nice.
Oh God, I love when audio doesn't work, and I love that there's people watching and nobody said anything.
Oh, you gotta love
That's
it.
my favorite part is that there's like people watching live. And they're like, I see his voice, his face is moving, his mouth is moving, but no sound is coming out."
Weird.
Yeah. So there's your shortened version of events. Let's
That's
just
pretty
continue.
good.
Yeah, that's the summary. Let's just continue
Um,
instead of like starting over or anything.
she and Menno informs the Archbishop of the current situation, that Akari is different. Her power is pretty simplistic at the moment, but it looks like she can just rewind time for herself. Not necessarily know if she can do it for others, and that's kind of relatively dangerous because again, doesn't know exactly what it can do. The Archbishop then tells Menno, "Hey, come to Garm. Garm's a city where they have the cathedral. They can remove her skill and then, murder her, basically.
Yeah.
And the best way of doing that, you get on a train.
Yeah,
With,
man. MTA.
uh, buy train tickets, and get on the train. Uh, Basically, the whole preface of this was, hey, don't bring unnecessary attention to yourself. Um, the child fell in this episode.
Why did she just like face planted very softly, but then like had a massive bruise on
It's
her hand?
on her hand. I
What?
was like, okay. I was like, I definitely expected it to be on the forehead, but
Yeah.
whatever. Um, we meet the current princess
The best character.
Ashina. Ashina is
The best character. You can say it. It's fine. No one's gonna judge you.
No. Anyway, we can argue about this later. I'm not doing this now. But
It's not even like, oh, this is my type. She's just like the funniest one to me.
That's fair. That I'll give to you. She's the most interesting.
Yeah.
But she is the princess. She dresses like that, and it's pretty good. Very able, and doesn't like doing things by the book. Everything kind of just she does because she wants to do it. And she had known about like the recent summons and stuff, and it was like one of them had gone missing or got thrown out and whatnot, and it was like the only way out of the city, and in that short span of time, would be a train out of here going to, where would you expect? Karm. I wouldn't assume there'd be many trains, going anywhere else. But she's like, I don't need anyone's fucking help. And the royal guards that are there is like, hey, let us come with you. And it's like, I don't need you. Royal guard. But you get on the train, find out there are terrorists on the train.
Yeah, I had a moment. I was like, can we say this?
I don't. Yeah, I thought heavily, but I would just keep it going. I'm not gonna say the word too many times, but yeah, hostile entities on this train. They try to hold the train hostage, and it gets dealt with kind of fast. Ashina and Momo have a scuffle on the top of the train. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like that was the better fight.
Yeah. Because the other ones are just kind of washes.
Yeah.
And all the other ones are just kind of one-sided, but Momo and Ashina's fight, definitely one that definitely should get checked out. Definitely shouldn't be slept on either. Momo knows her stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But the hostile entities also had like swallowed like a magic gem that basically like I think there's like 13 of them. It was like some weird number like that. But they had all swallowed like a weird gem that basically like disintegrated the body itself and took all of like matter combined into like
Just like living
a pseudo. It's like a pseudo armor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like a weird summon thing, and it was just like, well, even if we don't like succeed with this, you got to deal with like the red gem. Meta knew exactly what the gem did, and it was like, uh-oh, that ain't good. But time gets rewinded really quickly. Like for a brief second, she's like, what just happened?
What? Excuse me?
And Akari busts through the fucking car door, and it's just like they had an agreement prior to that where it was like, hey, you should probably sit back here, be a good girl, and just wait for me to come back. And Akari was just like, no, I don't think I will. The living pseudo armor basically like ends up like slashing like the engine of the train, makes it kind of speed up.
Yeah,
it's out of control. Rolling. Yeah, that shit was fucking going. I was like, damn. But Menno deals with the pseudo armor and immediately is just like to Akari, hey, do you trust me? And I was like, is that really the question you want to ask you right now? I was like, quite literally been lying to her like every step of the way.
And Akari's like, yes. She's like, I'm gonna Spider-Man to this bitch.
Yeah, and basically they get to the top of the train. Menno's basically out of like
Mana.
I'd like to just call it mana. Yeah. She's like, all right, what I need you to do is we're gonna basically hold hands. You're gonna transfer your mana to me, and so we can have enough energy to stop this fucking train from hitting the next one that's ahead of us. And so through maybe I'd like to say maybe a good 5 minutes of hand holding and a spell being used that was like used like a stretchy band, and basically Spider-Man 2 this shit. Literally. It's like a giant band stretching from an archway, just like slowing the train.
I like that she said, like, me taking your energy is gonna hurt, but it's only gonna hurt you because, like, I'm dead inside. And then Akaru was like, well, then it's gonna be fine for me too. Anyway, here's my hand. And I was like, huh? Are you okay?
And then it didn't hurt her
It didn't
at
hurt
all.
either one of them. It's like, what's happening?
I was like,
the
okay,
show,
so
are you guys alright? You guys want to talk?
like, and then you kind of find out that like Akari's actually just dead inside.
Yeah. It's like, same. Big mood. Relatable anime characters, man.
Actually. And then so they stop the train, everyone gets off, thanks they get on like a different train, one that doesn't have like a busted engine, get to Garm by the end of the episode. They meet with the Archbishop. Archbishop's like Orwell, yes. She's been the very few times she's seemed very wholesome.
Yeah.
Don't know too much about her. Yeah. Don't know too much about her, but she's basically like I'm pretty sure the head of the Faust and whatnot. He was like, you can like welcome. We'll have the ritual here to send you back home done in about 2 days. It'll be like tomorrow and the day after. It'll be ready. And then to the Archbishop to Menno was like, since you're here and we're prepping for the ritual
Here's a side
to
mission.
send. Yeah, he's like, here's something for you to do while you're here. Look into the disappearances of several like young women in the city. And she, happily agrees.
Can I point out an inconsistency though?
Yeah.
When she originally contacted Orwell to hold this ritual, she's like, all right, it's gonna take you 3 days. It's gonna take me 3 days to prepare for this to happen. By the time you get here by train, we'll be ready. But then they get there and they're like, okay, so there's 2 days left. I'm like, what?
Someone fucked something up. Someone broke a rune or some shit.
I know the train was schmoving, but I didn't think it moved 2 days worth of speed.
Yeah, that shit was going. But yeah, Oro was like, hey, look into this for me. Akari got upset. She started pouting because Menno had promised her to fucking it's like go sightseeing with me, we can go do things together. Get closer as people before I have to go back home because fucking Akari doesn't like it back home.
Yeah, these bitches gay. Good for them.
But instead of Menno doing this investigation, she has Momo do it, and Momo kind of grills her for a little bit. It's like, what are you doing tomorrow that I have to do this for you? It's like Momo's like, you're lucky I love you.
Like literally what she says.
It's like you're lucky. And she also refers to Akari as boobalicious.
Yeah. She's not wrong.
No, but just like she was very unhappy with Akari and fucking her relationship with Menno. very unhappy about it. But they go on their sightseeing date. You know, they have like ice cream. You know, see the sights of the city of Garm. They have quite the nice day together, and Momo digs into you know, the investigation work that she had to do. She went into the sewers, spoke with the homeless people down there. They told her stuff. She relays the information
Not
back.
the hobos.
You didn't hurt any of them. But I think that's mostly it for that episode at the very least. My computer's not working.
Episode 4 was like the flashback, right?
Yeah, four is Menno's backstory.
Yeah.
Well, mostly Menno, part Momo. Menno was found in a basically an empty city, surrounded by like, I would say salt, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't salt. It was just white, like everything. No people. She was the only person left. She's by herself, and she's approached by who would be her up and coming teacher, Flair. She just become like a like not a teacher, but like she's now like at the point where she can mentor other like, you know, priestess if they want to become priestess. She can take people under her wing. And Flair was like, "All right, well, I'm here now. What do you want to do?" Also, the Archbishop showed up, and she was like, "I'm gonna go look for survivors." And then we find out that that whole situation of why there's like, you know, everything's kind of destroyed, you know, everything's like covered in white, was because of a otherworld summon. They were left to their own devices for too long, and their power did that.
Yeah, they state that like the more that they use their powers, it like degrades their minds and they can't control it anymore.
And this one in particular just like wiped everything clean.
From like a continent.
Except Mena.
Yeah, for whatever reason.
Plot convenience.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get an explanation later. Maybe she has some kind of
Maybe.
power. They're definitely hinting that there's something special about her.
Yeah, for sure. But Flair's like, okay, well, if that's the case, I won't give you my name just yet. But yeah, you can call me Master from like here on out. And like Flair's like gives her a big old crazy look. Like it was just full pan, like just her face and a weird smile. She then like does like the whole like mana transfer thing, puts her hand on fucking Menno's head, and is just like, this doesn't even hurt you. It's like she's just like completely blank inside. It's like everything, like her emotions got like wiped or whatnot. And then she was just like, all right, I don't care what you do, but we have like quite a bit of traveling to do. If you can keep up with me, we can do whatever after. And small Menno follows Flair basically for the duration without a hesitation, no second question, no second questioning. She's just like, I'll follow you to wherever you need to go. I'll be right there. No questions asked.
And she
And
follows
then
through too.
yeah. And then she later says that, yeah, I want to be a priestess. And under Flair's
Rival
tutelage.
school.
Yeah, basically learn everything you have to. They learn about the lost ones, their abilities, how dangerous they are, the 4 different calamities that befell the world, their world, because of these summons. Um,
Man,
and
this
the
episode was
best
just like a
part,
lore dump.
yeah, this was like complete lore dump, and then it like the flash to the like all the girls with knives. It was
Yeah.
like, you know, they were like, why do we kill? Because we're the villains. You know, Flair's like whole like tirade speech
Yeah.
to like fucking like 10-year-old girls, and most of them were just like, I don't want to do this anymore, and like I don't want to
Tears
kill
running down their
anybody.
face.
Like they're just like he's like, I don't want to do this, and it's just like, oh my god.
Minnow's like, I'll do it for them.
Which is really sweet in a weird way,
Yeah.
because she was like, most of the girls here don't want to do this, but I don't care. I'll do it for them. I'll do enough for. It's like I'll do it enough so that no one else has to like do it. And it's a kind of like the first interaction between Meadow and Momo.
Oh, the hair.
Yeah, the fucking the ribbons in
Yeah.
Momo's hair. Meadow did it for her,
Yeah.
and she was like, to Flair, I don't want to be like you. I want to be you. And I don't care what it takes to get there. And so Flair, being the deranged person that she is, was like, okay, cool. That means you'll learn everything that I know, and I'll beat into you everything that you need to know. And that put a weird smile on Flair's face.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she beat the shit out of
Oh,
Menno.
I'm sure. I kind of want to check out
Repeatedly,
the
like
manga
on
to see
end.
if it like goes into it.
I hope it does, because that's got to be a read.
Yeah. She straight up does like the villain laugh. She says we're the villains. Like she just seems evil.
Yeah. It's like that evil stepmom. It's like, Jesus Christ. But that was just one hell of a trip. I was just like, am I seeing this right?
And then we go into episode 5.
In episode 5, the day of Akari's ceremony, her ritual to send her back home. Momo finds something else, and like under the old royal royal palace. It's like a kind of like the similar to like the first room that Mitsuki was summoned in. It sort of looked like that, and Momo found Ashura down there as well, because you know she's snooping, because her father's being accused of heresies. She came to check it out herself. You know, either her father is fucking lying or someone's lying about her father to someone else, and they make like the whole revelation that the noblesse have no clue how to do like any of this magecraft shit, because she would know. And then Momo has like that sudden realization after Asher is just like, the only people that know how to do this are the Faust, which means one of the Faust is working with the noblesse to get these summons pumped out. And Momo's just like, the only person that I would think that would have the authorization to do such thing is the Archbishop. Tries contacting them. Rune on the wall says no, fuck off. And
I was when that happened, I was like, oh, they're gonna have to like do something elaborate to try to figure out how to deactivate that.
no,
She just
smash the just smash it. It's engraved into the wall. Just break the wall.
Yeah. It's like, I got this.
And Momo warns Menno about the Archbishop. The Archbishop's just like, ah shit, she knows. And a whole elaborate I wouldn't say fight scene, but more of a altercation starts, and it's like Menno telling Akari to run. The Archbishop had like the fucking tricolored gems, one of the red ones being like one of the ones that she's already seen before on the train, which means it was just like, oh, that ain't good. Fucking
No.
yeah, it's like,
It's like, you
oh
got the
shit.
primal stones? We don't even got any backstory on what that is. We just knew it was bad.
We just knew, yeah. It started shooting like fucking colored beams from her fucking stick, fucking walking stick, her staff. And was just like, pew 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 pew, fucking hit Menno's fucking her book, and immediately like caught on fire, and it was like she just tossed it at the Archbishop.
Yeah, that should
Like that
explode.
shit was about to explode. So I was like, okay, the scriptures are fucking not flame retardant. Got it. But it like had gotten like damaged severely.
How you doing, Vex? Thank you for the 10 biddies.
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 And she like chucks that shit in fucking like a hole. Like a hole, like the floor crumbled beneath her. And she fell like oh so far down.
Yeah, that was a fucking drop. And she was fine.
She is fine, yeah. Because whatever, again, doesn't need her fucking book. For whatever reason. Or it works like Aura's do, kind of, in a sense. I don't know. It's like whatever like etheric like power Menno has, like she can manipulate it to her will.
Yeah.
So I'd assume she doesn't take any damage. Kari is just like runs over to the hole and is like, is she okay? And then they like fucking wrestle her back into the fucking seat. You just like sit there and look nice. Fucking it'll be over in like a minute, promise. And Menno's at the bottom of like this hole in like a chamber, and she looks around and she's like, "Oh shit! Wait, these are like all where all the missing like women have gone." And the Archbishop's just walking down like fucking spectral steps.
She summons a staircase to walk
I
down.
was just like,
I
"What
was like,
the
that's some
fuck?"
extra shit, bro.
It's like, yeah, I got elevators. You took the steps. I could literally make a levitating platform. But she was just like, yeah, it was me, Barry type beat. That's what I got from that.
Literally what it was, yeah.
And the like it looked like all the women had like had their blood drained out of them into like a beaker, like that was just like from the ceiling. And the Archbishop did some shit, casted like a weird spell, and fucking the beaker broke. Summoned the fucking familiar. It's like the suit of armor, but this one was like a angel or something like
It
that.
looked like a demon, but she's like, oh, it's an angel form. I'm like, you sure about that?
It's like a demonic something in angel form, and I was like, okay, cool. You don't have your book. But also the Archbishop was like, hey, yeah, I know me summoning this was like definitely like, you know, definitely would have been like a hard fight for you if you had, you know, your scripture, but I'm pretty sure this is overkill, but you know, have fun. Have at it.
Yeah, literally just that.
I was just like, oh, okay. And kind of fades to black.
Yeah, it just plays the fucking JoJo to be continued thing.
Get roundabouted. Oh my god. But yeah, that's the 5 episodes of the Executioner and her way of life.
Nice. I'm glad we got through that without any technical difficulty. Oh boy. You want to go or should I?
I'll go.
Yeah.
But for the first 5 episodes, really simple, quick, to the point. Not really dragged along too much. You know, sure you have like minor plot things here and there, but they get it like solved really quickly. Um, very fluent, very. I like the characters. I like all of them. Like, and besides, like, the first one, he was just an asshat. That guy, I saw it coming from like a mile away. But the storytelling, the world building, even though we don't get too much, it's not heavy on the world building, but you get a lot of depth from characters.
Yeah.
You get to see into them, just not like looking at them. And I appreciated that.
Yeah.
I can give this a solid 8. I'll be honest. This was like really high expectations.
Okay. For me, like I don't know if I guess we didn't say it because it wasn't recording audio. But we had seen the scene of her like stabbing the dude, the first summon guy.
Yeah.
And that's what made us want to watch this show. So I knew that was coming. So I want to say like episode 1 and 2, I was like hyped for the show. And I was like, oh, this is good. I'm loving the world building. I'm loving these characterizations. Momo obsessing over Minnow. Minnow's like straightforward. She's a straight man act. Akari's interactions with Minnow. I'm really liking it. Episode 3 and 4, I kind of felt like it was a bit of a slog. 3, I felt like it could have been added to another episode and like shortened on its own. 4 was just backstory stuff. And I was like, whatever. I wasn't really feeling those two, to be honest. I understand the importance of the backstory from 4, though, so, of course.
Right.
And then 5 was, like, the big one, and 5 made me feel like, damn, I wish all the episodes before had this type of action happening. I expected the twist with the Archbishop. Like, for some reason, I just knew that was coming. I didn't know anything about the show beforehand except that one scene of her stabbing the dude. But I just knew something was gonna happen with the Archbishop. I don't know why. But I will say, I actually find the B story more entertaining than the A story so far in the show. Like the stuff with Ashura and Momo. I like them more than I like Minnow and Akari. I would just watch a show about them, to be honest. Like their interactions,
they're very
their
different.
Fights. Yeah. This
like
like
they're
they hate
very
each other, but they're working
different
together right now type of thing happening. Like I'm really enjoying that. I am excited to see what's going to be happening. I haven't watched any more. I do plan on watching more. I didn't want to watch any more because I figured we were only going to talk up to 5, and I didn't want to get confused and mention something else that happens afterwards.
Yeah, that's
especially
fine.
since this is like a high tension moment in the show.
Yeah.
If I had to rate just the first 5, probably a 7.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, the last like 1, 2, and 5, I would say that like that's a 9. I really enjoyed those, but like everything else kind of brought it down a little bit. But I do enjoy the show, and I do plan on watching more, and maybe checking out the manga to see if she got her ass beat.
I think four was the big one for me, because it explained a lot, and it explained like why Minnow was the way she was.
Yeah. Like I don't mind the explanation. I just felt like it was a slog, like that they just dumped it all at once.
Oh yeah, it definitely could have been done better, but they dedicated like a whole episode to it.
Yeah.
So, but it was a lot of information to kind of pick apart.
Yeah, the fact that they dedicated an entire episode made it feel like even they were like, we just got to get this out of the way.
Yeah. It wasn't just like it could have been planted in like over the course of the 5. It was just all at once.
Yeah. But all in all, I did still enjoy, and I am looking forward to more, especially now that it's moving faster now. We're going to get into like some espionage shit. So I'm excited for that.
Power!
Anything you want to add before I talk about next week?
No, I think I'm good. I think I hit every fucking nail I had to.
Nice. So this week we had the 2 secret lesbians working together. Next week we also have 2 secret lesbians working together. We are watching Licorice Recoil. Have you seen anything about this show yet?
No, but have I looked at it multiple times? Yes. I was staring at it because I was like, this looks like something I would probably watch, but I haven't watched it yet.
So do you remember when we put on Vivi for the first time and it just opens up on like a scene and we were like, what the fuck are we watching?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's not to the same intensity, but that's kind of what happens here.
All right, I'm in.
Yeah. I've watched the first 2 episodes already, and then I was like, all right, I definitely want to put this on for the podcast, so let me wait. At the time, there was only 2 episodes. I think now there's like 6 or 7. So I've been waiting a while for this to, for us to be able to review it. So I'm excited. So catch us next time for that.
Yes, sir.
Now I gotta go get ready for work.
Have fun.
No.
It's
We
fine.
will
I'll
see
stay
you
up a little bit.
guys next week. Stay
Yes.
tuned. Thanks for watching.
Bye
Catch you later.
bye.
Bye bye.